Welcome to the John and Heidi Show podcast.
John and Heidi.
Here's John and Heidi.
Today is a special day, Heidi. Do you know what today is?
What is today, John?
I thought you'd never ask. It is Friday, the 17th day of September, National Professional House Cleaners Day. It's nice to have those, by the way.
It is.
National Apple Dumpling Day. Those are delicious, by the way. National Monte Cristo Day, also delicious. National Tradesman Day. National Hug Your Boss Day. Maybe let them know ahead of time. Constitution Day and Citizenship Day. And then probably the most important thing, National POW MIA Recognition Day. So all of those things happening. I've got a guest joining me, too, from the TV show Rock My Collection on Access TV, Stephen Braitman. And he gets to tell you what the value is of all kinds of rock memorabilia. It's kind of a cool job.
That is a pretty cool job.
Yeah, so he is on this show with Ahmet Zappa, Frank Zappa's kid, and it sounds like they're having a whole lot of fun. We're going to chat with them all about it in a bit.
Addiction. It's not a pretty thing. Addiction can lead to many problems in your life. Addiction can drive away those who love you the most. And addiction can lead to the loss of jobs, relationships, and even your life. Don't let addiction tear your life apart anymore. Get the help you need to defeat addiction and put the pieces back together in your life. Learn more at timeforrehab.com. They want to help. Timeforrehab.com. That's timeforrehab.com.
Now, surveys and studies and such brought to you by BetterCreditCards.com. British researchers say a firm handshake could be a sign of a longer life expectancy. Scientists found that elderly people who still gave a firm handshake and walked at a brisk pace were more likely to outlive their slower-paced peers.
Well, duh.
They found simple measures of physical capabilities like shaking hands and walking and getting up from a chair and balancing on one leg were all related to lifespan. Even after encountering the age, even accounting for age, sex, and body size.
Huh.
So there you go. I was on board with all that till the whole getting up from a chair thing. I'm in trouble.
And balancing on one leg. I can't balance anymore for anything.
And until about age 12, boys cry just as often as girls do. After age 12, girls cry more than boys do. But I think that's different for everybody. I know some boys that are still crying even into their 30s and 40s. So.
Yep.
All right. Surveys and studies and such brought to you by BetterCreditCards.com.
Do you have a credit card? We'd like to help you get a better credit card. If you don't have any credit cards, we'd like to help you too. At BetterCreditCards.com, we have credit cards that offer different things for different people. Some cards offer points. Some cards are designed to help you build your credit. BetterCreditCards.com wants to help you get a better credit card, no matter what you're looking for. See if we can help you find a better credit card at BetterCreditCards.com. That's BetterCreditCards.com.
This is your Brain on Drugs, brought to you by timeforrehab.com. Tulsa police arrested a man after they say he was on top of their roof trying to flag down passing aircraft.
Okay.
An officer spotted a man on the roof of the police station.
Jeez.
They climbed up to the roof and arrested him. The man, identified as Raul Zeolda Rios, was unable to explain why he was on the roof trying to flag down a plane. Police noticed symptoms of methamphetamine intoxication. They believed he climbed up the 7-foot-high barbed wire-topped security fence surrounding the building. They said then he climbed a water pipe to get to the roof. He was arrested for public intoxication and trespassing and booked into the county jail.
That stuff is nasty.
So, it really is. I hope he gets the help that he needs because, boy, oh boy, he's going to have to, I don't know, it just doesn't seem like a good plan. Get some help for that. That is what happens when your brain is on drugs. Now, big screen, little screen, brought to you by ChannelSurferTV.com. Mark Wahlberg is set to star opposite Kevin Hart in Me Time, a comedy at Netflix. It centers on a stay-at-home dad, Kevin Hart, who, with some me time for the first time in years while his wife and his kids are away, reconnects with his former best friend, Mark Wahlberg, for a wild weekend that nearly upends his life.
Oh.
It says it's a big get for Netflix, as Hart has been one of the few consistently bankable box office stars recently, with all of his movies grossing over $4 billion worldwide.
Wowzers.
I think that's a combination of all of them together. And a reboot of The Office might be on the way. It says here it's possible anyway. They originally said no comment when they asked about a reboot, and then when pressed, they said, well, we're standing by.
Huh.
So... It doesn't say that it's not impossible. They're just saying if they do something like this, they want to be involved. They got some other shows they're working on right now, but several people involved are going, I'd be involved. So
Nice.
A lot of folks like that. Big Screen, Little Screen, brought to you by ChannelSurferTV.com.
At WeirdGiftOfTheDay.com, we help you get ready for all the fun holidays throughout the year with fun, silly, and just plain weird gift ideas for your friends. If you have a friend who has a bizarre sense of humor, we've got a gift for them. WeirdGiftOfTheDay.com posts a link to something that will make you smile each and every day. Whether you buy these weird gifts or not, it's worth checking out just for a smile. WeirdGiftOfTheDay.com. That's WeirdGiftOfTheDay.com.
Now your scoop of the day comes your way, courtesy of BetterCreditCards.com. We're all obsessed with finding the best TV, the best laptop, the best toothpaste. At a certain point, you're just wasting your time. According to personal finance advisor Ramit Sethi, they say we shouldn't spend so much time, no more than 2 seconds, on a decision that doesn't really matter. So the next time you find yourself deliberating whether or not you need this or you need that, they say if it takes more than 2 seconds, just don't do it.
Huh.
Wow, that seems like a very short amount of time to make a big decision.
Well, how big a decision? I mean,
Well, like a
if
TV
you're
and a
talking
laptop.
toothpaste, that's not
yeah, I
a
can
big
see that.
decision.
Yeah, but I'm saying if you're buying a TV or a laptop, I don't know, 2 seconds seems like maybe not enough time. A bank robber in England was caught after giving his own bank account details when they asked which account do they want this money in. He robbed the bank, his own bank, and then deposited the money in his own account.
Oh.
How did he get caught? And going to see if I can squeeze all this in. 2 young nitwits committed a series of drive-by slushy attacks, and they recorded them on GoPro cameras for YouTube. 19-year-old Rafael Mercado and 18-year-old Keziah McKay targeted victims as they drove around.
Throwing them at people?
Yeah, they drove around the Tampa Bay area.
Classy.
They grabbed 7 slushies all together, and they started throwing them at multiple persons for their YouTube video content. Slushies were launched at pedestrians. After they were collared by a patrol, they reportedly confessed that they had done similar attacks a week earlier, and it was also for YouTube content. They were arrested, but then posted $650 bond and got to go. I think that they should have been held a little longer because they could have really hurt somebody. You throw a slushie out and hit the wrong person, you can knock them down and kill them.
Or if somebody is driving and they do it while they hit somebody in a car.
Don't do this stuff for YouTube clicks. And I think YouTube should knock them off the channel and say you can't even. They should deplatform them.
Yep.
So you know what? What you're doing is dangerous. You're gone. You're out of here.
Yep, I agree.
And then other people would maybe not do that. And I'm very serious about this because they could have really hurt somebody. So don't do that. This is your scoop of the day. Comes your way, courtesy of BetterCreditCards.com.
Early to bed, early to rise makes you healthy, wealthy, and wise. This is a great quote from Benjamin Franklin. At InsuranceChicken.com, we know a thing or two about great quotes. We help people get great insurance quotes every day. It's super simple and free to find out if we can make you healthy, wealthy, and wise. Okay, I can't guarantee that, but I can assure you we'd love to help at InsuranceChicken.com. We want to help you peck out great deals on insurance. That's InsuranceChicken.com.
Thanks for listening to the John and Heidi Show. Our guest today, Stephen Braitman. He's with Rock My Collection from Access TV. How you doing, sir?
I'm fine. I'm great. Glad to be here.
So this show sounds like a lot of fun. Tell us all about it.
It's a hoot. Let me tell you that. I was called in to be the appraiser of a show about rock memorabilia. What could be better than that? The key to this show is that we have all these collectors, these fans of music from all over the country, and they tell these incredible stories about why they collect what they collect, how they got what they got. It's not just about the things, the stuff that they're bringing to us, but the stories behind them, the background. There's interesting things, It's like, how did this woman get Elvis Presley's wart? How did they come upon Tom Petty's motor scooter? Those are really fascinating to me.
And there's big items like the motor scooter you just mentioned, but then things like Brian Wilson's driver's license.
Yes, indeed, and old 45s and 78s, actual vinyl records, and then just strange objects. I mean, coming up is going to be something I'm really looking forward to is Axl Rose's love letters.
That's really cool. So when they first reached out to you about this show, were you surprised, or do you do quite a bit of this?
Well, I don't do television quite a bit, but I do appraisal of music memorabilia. I've been doing that for many years, and Google has been very good to me because I'm still very high up in the Google results when you search for a music appraiser. I started doing this because I couldn't find anyone to appraise my own collection. I've been a long-time record and music memorabilia collector, and my wife suggested I should get the collection appraised, and I couldn't find anyone to do it. So I said, maybe I can do it. I joined the American Society of Appraisers, and I took the training, and I just started doing it, and here I am today.
That's really cool. Now, for people listening that might have something, what does the process look like to get something appraised?
Well, it depends. The bottom line is, what is the reason for the appraisal? Do you need a document to show to an insurance company because you've got a loss or you want to get coverage? Is it because you have a divorce and there's a property settlement? Is it because you're donating a collection or something that you need to show to the IRS for a tax credit? It all depends on the purpose. And depending on the purpose, it can be relatively simple or complex, depending on the kind of research that's needed and what sort of documentation you need. So I wouldn't want to say it's a simple process because it can be quite complex.
Wow. So are there a lot of people who do what you do?
There is no one else who is accredited at the senior level of appraisal who has a specialty in music and memorabilia. I'm the only one.
It's kind of cool to be the only one, but would you like to see more people get into this eventually?
Well, I mean, certainly there's an advantage to being the only one because I get a lot of business. But, hey, I think the field is so big and wide open that we could use more appraisers who specialize in this category because everyone's a music collector at some level, right? As generations change, more and more stuff is going to come onto the market, more stuff is going to be donated. There are new collectibles that are created all the time with every new artist and band that comes out. So it's a huge field, and I think there's a lot of appraisers who haven't taken advantage of it.
And with the new program, Rock My Collection, that certainly is not going to hurt business either, is it?
It has been very nice. I'm getting calls from all over the country, and, sometimes people just have some vague idea. They have something that might be valuable. Sometimes it's a very serious collector with a major collection that they need for, like, insurance, or they're going to donate it. So it's a whole variety. A whole variety of people have been calling me. And what's really exciting, and it has been ever since I started doing this, is you never know what people have. I'm a big record collector myself, but I am constantly made jealous by the things that people bring to me that I've never known about or ever seen before. So it's a great voyage of discovery, essentially.
So what would you say is the weirdest thing you've appraised?
Well, as I mentioned on the show, I had to appraise Elvis Presley's wart. That was just the most ridiculous and stupidest thing I've ever seen, but she said someone offered her $1 million for it. So who am I to argue if someone wants to pay $1 million for Elvis Presley's wart?
That is absolutely crazy. So for people who would like to watch Rock My Collection, where do we find it, sir?
Well, it's on Sunday night on the Access TV network.
Very nice. Thank you again for your time, sir.
Thank you very much. It was a privilege to be on your show.
Again, Rock My Collection on Access TV, Sunday nights. All the details in the show notes for today at johnandheidishow.com.
Addiction. It's not a pretty thing. Addiction can lead to many problems in your life. Addiction can drive away those who love you the most. And addiction can lead to the loss of jobs, relationships, and even your life. Don't let addiction tear your life apart anymore. Get the help you need to defeat addiction and put the pieces back together in your life. Learn more at timeforrehab.com. They want to help. Timeforrehab.com. That's timeforrehab.com.
Fun fact for you, Heidi.
What's that, John?
Wind does not make a single sound unless it blows against an object. So wind is silent. If you ever hear the wind blowing, what you're hearing is the wind blowing on something.
That makes sense.
Yeah. So if it's blowing and it's not touching anything, just goes right by.
Huh.
So there you go.
Very cool.
Hadn't really thought of that, but yeah, then
that makes sense.
I agree. I don't know if it matters if I agree or not.
I agree.
There we go. That is today's fun fact. Now you know. Thanks for listening to the John and Heidi Show.
Do you have a credit card? We'd like to help you get a better credit card. If you don't have any credit cards, we'd like to help you too. At bettercreditcards.com, we have credit cards that offer different things for different people. Some cards offer points. Some cards are designed to help you build your credit. Bettercreditcards.com wants to help you get a better credit card, no matter what your you're looking for. See if we can help you find a better credit card at bettercreditcards.com. That's bettercreditcards.com.
Now, radiotravelgroup.com presents a news headline from somewhere in this world. Dateline China. A couple in China was filmed laying in a bed that was suspended 1,000 feet in the air.
Okay.
I don't know why. I'm just reading you everything I know, which I just said. So 1,000 feet in the air, which is a long ways, by the way. The average home is like, 10 or 15 feet, maybe a little more than that, 20 feet, whatever. It's not tall, not real tall.
So it doesn't say
1,000 feet is a
what they
long
were
way.
going for there.
Doesn't
it's
say.
just
Nope.
a story. Okay.
Just hanging out. Probably for their YouTube channel. I have no idea.
Probably.
That is a news headline from somewhere in this world.
At WeirdGiftOfTheDay.com, we help you get ready for all the fun holidays throughout the year with fun, silly, and just plain weird gift ideas for your friends. If you have a friend who has a bizarre sense of humor, we've got a gift for them. WeirdGiftOfTheDay.com posts a link to something that will make you smile each and every day. Whether you buy these weird gifts or not, it's worth checking out just for a smile. WeirdGiftOfTheDay.com. That's WeirdGiftOfTheDay.com.
Now some weird news brought to you by WeirdGiftOfTheDay.com. I'm quite baffled by this. 49-year-old Caldwell man arrested and accused of pickpocketing several lizards from a local pet store. Here's where I'm confused. Pickpocketing. Isn't that something you would do too? Like somebody would pickpocket you?
Yeah, I thought pickpocketing was stealing from someone.
Yeah.
But maybe...
So this person stole some lizards, if I understand it correctly. I don't
Right.
think he stole something out of the lizard's pockets.
Right.
But that's what it sounds like, according to the story. According to Boise police, Christopher Garcia, the 49-year-old man, would wait until there were no employees around and would then stick a lizard in his pocket and walk out of the store. He was arrested on 2 counts of grand theft, currently being held in the Canyon County Jail. So clearly he was stealing the lizards. But it sounded like he was stealing something out of the lizard's pockets.
Out of a lizard's pocket.
Accused
Yeah, that's
of
crazy.
pickpocketing several lizards.
That's funny.
So, I don't know. I think that they had the wrong word there, but that's just me. It's today's weird news, brought to you by WeirdGiftOfTheDay.com.
John and Heidi.
Now your moment of duh, brought to you by BetterResultsAdvertising.com. New Hampshire man pulled over on Labor Day, arrested after he was clocked at 135 miles per hour.
Oh, geez.
With 2 small children in the car.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. 31-year-old Joshua Parent had 2 children under the age of 5 in the car when he was stopped going 135 miles per hour. Charged with reckless operation and child endangerment, along with other violations. Extra patrols were added in the area for the holiday weekend. More than 50 drivers were stopped. Of those, 11 were driving over 90 miles per hour. Again, he was going 135 miles per hour with 2 kids in the car. That is a terrible idea. Terrible, terrible idea. I mean...
So he was just driving that fast, just like out on a joyride, and then started getting chased, or he was going that fast because he was running away from officers?
He was driving that fast. It doesn't say that they were chasing him. It just he was going that fast. So I don't know if he was running late, but even if you're late, that's not going to help. Bad idea. It's today's moment of duh.
Early to bed, early to rise makes you healthy, wealthy, and wise. This is a great quote from Benjamin Franklin. At InsuranceChicken.com, we know a thing or two about great quotes. We help people get great insurance quotes every day. It's super simple and free to find out if we can make you healthy, wealthy, and wise. Okay, I can't guarantee that, but I can assure you we'd love to help at InsuranceChicken.com. We want to help you peck out great deals on insurance. That's InsuranceChicken.com.
Time now for Is It a Golf Course or Is It a Rehab Center? Brought to you by TimeForRehab.com. Heidi, are you ready?
I'm ready.
Foothills, Phoenix, Arizona. Is it a golf course or is it a rehab center? Foothills, one word.
That's a golf course.
Foothills is a golf course.
There we go.
Good job.
Got it.
You're back, baby.
Back.
Yeah, she's been doing really well. That is how we play. And
Yesterday I didn't.
Well, I have a short memory. I just remember the good times.
Yeah, you do.
Never remember the bad times, except for this list I have over here. That is how we play. Is it a golf course or is it a rehab center? Brought to you by TimeForRehab.com.
John and Heidi.
This portion of the John and Heidi Show is brought to you by the John and Heidi Show. That sounds kind of funny, but it's true. Go to your local radio station and ask them to start carrying the John and Heidi Show. Here's the best part. They can carry the show for free. They play a couple commercials, but it doesn't cost them anything every month. So if you know a radio station that could use a little bit of help, send them our way. Send them to johnandheidishow.com. Again, johnandheidishow.com. We would love to do a radio program in your community. Then you could listen to the podcast and listen to us on the radio.
John and Heidi.
We always like to wrap things up around here with good news, and I think this is good news. It's not just good news. It's great news. Comes your way courtesy of bettercreditcards.com. Here's a headline. You ready for this?
I'm ready.
Quick-thinking 11-year-old saves a puppy from a house fire.
Oh.
Yeah. So this happened Labor Day weekend in Florida. An 11-year-old girl saved a puppy's life after a house caught on fire. Mackenzie Jenkins was sitting on a swing Saturday evening when she heard some barks. She spotted smoke coming from a neighbor's home. She quickly dialed 911 and told dispatchers what she saw. When firefighters were able to make entry, they knew to search for a dog thanks to the information provided by Mackenzie. The puppy was unresponsive when they first found her, but Lee County EMS cooled her and provided oxygen. By the time the fire was out, the dog was up and walking around. Firefighters presented Mackenzie with a community recognition coin for her actions, which not only prevented further damage to the neighbor's home because she called right away, but also saved the neighbor's dog's life. So, how cool is that?
I bet those neighbors are thrilled.
Oh, yeah. I can't even imagine how sad that would be. You know, you're gone and something happens, your home catches fire. It doesn't say how the home caught on fire, but whatever it was, you know, they weren't home to call, and the neighbor kid, thank goodness, was home.
Right.
And called and got the help they needed.
Good kid.
Absolutely. I love that.
Good job, Mom and Dad.
Yeah, that is very good. By the way, that is something you should make sure you talk to your children about. What happens if they see something like that? Would they know who to call? Would your kids know who to call? I think our kids would, but they're adults now. So
I would hope our kids know who to call.
at this point. But no, it's a good conversation to have with youngsters to let them know who to call if there's ever an emergency. Time to say goodbye, Heidi.
Goodbye, Heidi.
Goodbye, everybody. Have a great day. Thank you so much for listening to the John and Heidi Show on a Friday.